race from last season, already out of the contest, losing Jordy, Medina, and John as round 4 continues down to the final 12. Owen Wright still looking to defend his title here at the Quiksilver Pro. Again, an opening wave that's still running through this inside corner. He's been loving that little backhand attack through the barrel sections. His turns have been lively up until this point. Now meeting up with Mick Fanning and Tomas Hermes. Introducing round 4 for the first time with a 3rd place elimination. So Owen knows he's got to get the jump start. A lot of downtime there. Now back to turns. Super patient now. Ripping 3 big turns right off the lip. Here comes a carve. Passing the free surfers, and he wants more. Clean arc just to keep that motion underway. Owen will take the lead early here. Let's see what happened out the back again, Potts.
Yeah, well, this is a great way to start the wave, Joe. Nice little tube ride there from Owen Wright, and then that big swooping turn. So Owen Wright already on his way to a fairly good score. You mentioned the downtime, though, Joe. I mean, it's, what do? You've got to kind of bide your time with this wave. There's not much happening. So you get your feet in the right place, you get the board trimming, and then once it stands up, you're ready to rock and roll, which he absolutely did. Tagged this one through the inside. Not a lot of waves through the inside today that actually added points to the wave, but this one definitely did. And Owen capitalizing on the opening wave here, round number 4.
So this will be the first heat ever with this new addition. Last few years, you saw this as non-elimination, where 2nd and 3rd had to go to a round 5. Round 5 is gone. Fanning now up. Big first turn, clean looking arc. Beautiful sweep back into the source with that roundhouse cutback. Now stalling for this inside corner. Calls for the ski. We'll have that answer to Owen's start. Wright starts with excellence, an 8.0. And now Mick Fanning getting on the board.
Between the Wright brothers, let's have a look at Mick's wave. Nice entry into this one. And there's that snap. Now Mick normally draws out his turns a little bit more as opposed to that first maneuver, which was kind of a tight snap, a real quick little jam in the pocket. I love that swallowtail that he's riding, Joe. It looks really good under his feet, and it allows him to mix up those front side maneuvers.
So great look at the top half of the jaw. Having a look now is Tomas. Clean blitz off the lip there. Stretches out the carve. Digs in straight up to keep that flow running down the line. And he's out. Made the final of the US Open last year. That's a QS 10,000. It was a huge result. In for Owen, 8.0. Fanning, 4.83. Nice takeoff for Owen. Stalling, pulling into the pit. Makes it. Big rip off the roof for Owen Wright, showing why he's the defending champ of the Quiksilver Pro. He's a king in slabbing conditions. Doesn't matter if it's on his forehand or his backhand. And then drilling it off the roof for a combination. This is where he's got some time to think. Relaxed in this little wedge, now hopping out. Strider, you had a good view of that exchange. What are you thinking about the goofy foot now?
Well, even the veterans would be rookies in this format. Somebody's going home right now, and that's a big deal for this round. And we cut out round 5, and everybody's going to have to figure out how to deal with this. It's a brand new thing out in the water right now. That you got 40 minutes on the clock, which is a lot of time. So we're going to see a lot of surfing, and the best they can do, and they'll have all equal opportunity. Looks like he's lip lining again. Just beautiful slam over and over again. This man is just in rhythm on the waves. Been so fun to watch him come onto tour and really kind of open my eyes to how good he is.
We're right there with you, Strider. When you get a new face on tour, you have a lot of questions just because you're ready to see how they fit in the system. Even if you've seen a lot of their surfing clips before, something changes sometimes when really talented athletes put on a CT jersey. There's more pressure. Sometimes they're already thinking about next year and results. Sometimes it's hard to stay in the moment. I think Tomas is a great example of just enjoying this stage.
You've got to go back to the start and do it all over again, but Tomas is just, it's made him stronger. It's made him better, and well, he's not going to squander this opportunity. Look at that, beautiful surfing by the young Brazilian. He started off with a 4.33 on wave number 1, so trying to get himself up into that top 2 conversation. it's going to be a tough ask. I mean, he's surfing against two past champions out here in Mick Fanning and Owen Wright, a 3 times world champion in Mick Fanning. So the heats do not come any bigger than this, but the young Brazilian seems to be rising to the occasion. It is not daunting him, and he mentioned in his post-heat interviews, Joe, that he kind of studied this wave a lot before he came here. And then once he got here and started surfing and realized that it was nothing what he thought it was going to be. So had to really go back to basics and work it all out, and he's doing a fantastic job with it right now.
Still S-ing his way through. Great vertical turns. His opening ride of 4.33 as early as round 3. Big paddle attempt on the corner for Tomas Hermes. Layback hack. Right on the money. Some speed to just project off the roof. Another big blowtail, but he can't hang on. His wave before was a 6.5. That sent Mick to 3rd. Fanning does have priority. Needs a 6.01 to take Hermes' spot in 2nd.
I think he's quietly confident, though, Joe, when you look at the way this kid's been surfing. Mick Fanning, though, let's talk about him at the moment. Trying to get himself back into this heat, looking for a 6.01. Nice combination of turns right there. A shorter wave, but I think it's still going to be a pretty good score. Top 2 advance. So at the moment, Owen just absolutely dominating. Mick Fanning trying to fight his way back in. At the moment, Tomas Hermes in 2nd, needing a combination of 2 waves, 17.00. Mick needing a 6.01 to get into that 2nd spot. We're seeing too much of a difference in Mick's approach. So yeah, of course he wants it.
Getting shoved down the line is Owen Wright. Clean snap off the top and let's go. Nothing happening there. He'd have to go big to improve on an 8.0. Even with a wall of whitewater like that one. The energy's still building out there.
It is. And I overheard Bruce Lee talking about the fact the swell is still coming through.
And you loved Burley coming down to compete in the Goldie. 1983 was a special year as we watch this one. Tomas Hermes still in 2nd.
Whoa.
Frontside carve solid. Quick whip out in front. He's already interested with what's out the back because this wave's going pretty quiet now. Tomas was able to keep that 2nd spot when 2nd scoring ride came in for Fanning at a 5.5.
Owen Wright with a number 2 next to it, which means he's 2nd in line. He can still have a look and catch waves that Mick doesn't want.
Chip it in now. This is that example of that further down the line. Vertical tail slide. He'll push a bit harder. Feeling out this backup board. And he'll just surf his way through. He's got to do a lot to better his 8 and a 9.0. And looking to go 2 in a row, which has been a challenge. It was impressive seeing Wilco make back-to-back finals, and that's been achieved quite a bit at this event. He knocked out a couple of biggest names of the sport, and he's still looking like he's just getting started. Fanning sets up a big first turn, grabs a rail, and he's down. Still left chasing a 5.71. 11:40 on the clock. In competition at Jeffreys Bay. Watching this, chip it in is Tomas Hermes. Big wall, layback hack under the lip. Here comes a big whitewater section. Sneaks in a turn, but it's tough to get around the corner. And that's going to slow things down. His wave before was the 4.7, but he knows he's trying to protect the spot against one of the greatest of all time. 10 minutes to go. And for a popular world champ, when he goes down to the water's edge, it's hard to keep that kind of focus. But that's what takes him to so many titles and 22 wins. Lunging down the line, his foot steps off, so it's going to be another throwaway. And he kind of looks at his favorite wave and says, come on.
What are you doing to me?
Let's give myself a nice barrel on the next exchange.
The only thing is as you look down the line, you see the glare in your eye. But, I mean, you know, Mick and these guys have been dealing with that their whole lives. So I wouldn't say that that's part of the equation for him. As you see Owen just driving off the bottom up through the top, that backup board looking on point, almost just as good as the other one as he flows to the inside again. Big gouge on the face, taps that in that last section. So great surfing from Owen right there. And as this tide comes in, I think we're going to see more and more waves. Lucky for Mick, there's that extra 10 minutes on these heats, and we got 40-minute heats going.
Back to the barrel with Fanning. Getting shot out. Nice connection over the roof. Throws it vertically. Trying to get the score at least to 2nd to get a shot into the quarterfinals. in his last appearance on his home break with the jersey on. Priority with Tomas Hermes. Seeing that barrel come through, you're starting to think with what Strider's saying condition-wise, what you were mentioning about the swell still building. 4:50 to go, and Mick still needs a 5-7-1 to make the quarterfinals. Let's see what happened here.
Well, it's kind of a frothy wave, and Mick pulls in, quick little in and out. So, and then this wave really didn't give him that beautiful clean face. I mean, how good is he surfing now? You know, he wants it. He wants to get through this heat. I mean, it's no luck of trying that's put him in this third spot.
So with 8 seconds to go, Tomas takes a look at this wave, changes his positioning, and we will say a big thank you to Mick Fanning, a 2-time Quiksilver Pro champ, the local boy here at Snapper Rocks, saying goodbye to the championship tour. We still have one more event to look forward to at the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach, where he has the record tied with Mark Richards and Kelly Slater for 4 bells. That'll be in front of his major sponsor, and that'll be the final time we'll see him in the CT jersey. But a bit emotional for all the fans, because this is his home break. A well-deserved advancement for Tomas and Owen Wright as the Quiksilver Pro continues.